Hello, and thank you for joining me at JJ's Appliques to view my split front line purse tutorial. The scatter popsicle print vinyl I use here was created by Morgan Steele at fairytaleprints.com, and it inspired me to create this design. The purse design itself features the best way I found to perfectly align the lining, zipper, and vinyl. You will see how well it works as you watch, so let's get started. Stitch out step 1 on your stitch map for the placement of the zipper and vinyl. Line your zipper up in between the outline and then tape in place. And have your ends hanging over the edges of the hoop. With your hoop on the machine, stitch out step 2 on the stitch map. This will tack the zipper to the stabilizer. With your hoop off the machine, turn your hoop over, having the top of your purse on the left, and with the right side of your fabric, place it along the original outline for the zipper. You can line it right up there, and then tape in place. Fabric is right side down. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch step 3 on the stitch map. With your hoop off the machine, turn it so you are looking at the back and remove the tape. Then gently fold your fabric up and then tape in place again. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch out step 4. Hoop off the machine, turn it over so you're looking at the back. We're going to put on the lower piece of the lining, and you want to line it up with this outline there, and then tape that in place. Fabric is face down. And then take it back to your machine. Your hoop back on the machine, and being careful of the fabric you have folded over. You want to be sure to keep it out of the way. Go ahead and stitch step 5 on the stitch map. Oh, even better, put a piece of tape on it. Perfect. Okay, step 5. With your hoop off the machine, remove the tape. Fold the fabric down, not pulling, but just so it's just folded nicely and evenly across. Then you can tape the lining back down. And then go back to your machine. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch out step 6, which will tack the fabric on the back. And then take your hoop off the machine. Using this method, it takes a little bit longer to put the lining on the back, but you'll find that it's a foolproof method of getting your stitches perfect and the alignment in between the zippers, so you'll have no problems down the road when you're finishing your purse and you go to open it and you go, oops, my lining is getting caught in my zipper. So hopefully this helps you out. With your hoop off the machine, go ahead and remove the tape around your zipper. And then line your top vinyl up with the teeth, with the straight edge on the teeth of the zipper. And for the bottom, do the same, lining it up with the teeth of the zipper, and then tape into place. And then I'm going to put tape at the top, just to hold it, and a couple along the edges. There we go. Being careful as you put your hoop back on the machine that your lining on the back remains flat. Your zippers are out of the way. Vinyl is all laying flat. Looks good. And then stitch out step 7. I went ahead and changed the color of the thread, so I had a nice pink top stitch on here. And then remove your hoop from the machine. Okay, so now we're going to remove all the tape. And we're going to take this piece of the lining and fold it all the way to the top and over the edge of the hoop. And tape that in place. Tape this in place. And we're going to go back to the machine, but what I want to explain to you is that this method for the zipper placement works great for this design because the design is not going to come within a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch of the zipper tack down here. And that way all your embroidery is going to be down here and it won't be involved in the lining at all. Take your hoop back to the machine and we'll go on from there. Okay, with the hoop back on the machine, I'm going to take the lining and it's hanging over the edge and just tape it to keep it out of the way. And then I'm going to stitch step 8, which is the outline for the applique that makes this a split front purse. And take your hoop off the machine. With the hoop off the machine, I removed my tape and I'm going to place my vinyl over the outline. Tape it in place. And then go back to the machine. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch out step 9 to tack this vinyl down. And then take your hoop off the machine. Cut this applique piece out across the top only, leaving the edges, the other edges, long, like the rest of the vinyl. And they'll go back to your machine. Back on the machine, stitch out step 10, which will satin stitch and finish off the top of the applique. Next, we will be stitching out the decorative stitches the word Yum in popsicle letters, which are steps 11 through 23 for this design. Okay, all the embroidery is complete for the front, and we're going to flip the hoop over and take the tape off and bring the lining down, and I'm just going to tape it here at the bottom. We'll flip the hoop back over to the front, and we're going to be making the placement stitches for the hardware. Stitch step 24 for the hardware faux placement. Take your hoop off the machine. So now we're going to line up the tabs. I like to line it up just to the end of the vinyl above the zipper, and then tape it in place and tape in place. All right, go back to the machine. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch out step 25 to tack down your loops. Okay, with the hoop off the machine, we've removed all of the tape from the front. We're going to turn it, the hoop over and remove the tape from the back. And we're going to pull the lining all the way to the top and just tape that down up there to keep it in place. Once you flip that back over to the front, then you're going to take your, you're going to open the zipper and then put the backing face down and take your hoop back to your machine. With your hoop back on the machine, your lining pulled up and flat on the bottom, we're going to stitch out step 26 to tack down the backing at the bottom of the purse. With your hoop off the machine, turn it over so you're looking at the back. Pull your lining down. Then get your second piece of fabric for the other side of the lining for the back and place that on top. Fabric goes face down. And we're going to tape this down. With the backing completely taped down, turn your hoop over to the front, tabs down, and we're ready to go back to the machine. With your hoop back on the machine, stitch out step 27, the last step. This triple stitches the backing to the lining to the front of the purse. Okay, and take the hoop off the machine. Okay, with the hoop off the machine, you can see that it's completely stitched around in the front. We're going to turn this over. We're going to remove all the tape and take it out of the hoop. But when you go to cut it out, you're going to want at least a 1/2 inch all the way around till you get to the bottom, and cut at least 1 inch, I would say, around the bottom, and then back up another 1/2 inch from the seams. So we will do that and come back and I will show you. So we've left the bottom of the lining long, so we can end up turning it and stitching it together by hand. But this extra vinyl that's down here, we want to cut that back and the stabilizer as well. So I'm just going to cut across here. And then we're going to turn it through the opening in the lining, and in the meantime I'm going to use my blow dryer and heat this up so it makes it easier to turn. The first step to turning your purse is pushing and squishing the vinyl into the lining opening. Here the vinyl is inside the lining. Next, pull the lining down and smooth it out to the zipper area. Cut open the zipper area and remove the stabilizer. Now open the zipper. Push the lining in through the zipper opening. Then find the lining opening. Fold the lining opening edges inside and hand stitch closed. Push the lining back into the open zipper and down to the bottom of the purse. Your split front lined purse is now ready for straps. Then add my popsicle zipper pull to complete the look. Thank you so much for joining me here at JJ's Appliques.